things and some of the best methods that you can get your product out. So start with you, Ms. Johnson.
Okay.
Really? Oh, go ahead. What?
So, what was the question?
That's our teacher. What?
Just clarify before we hit.
So, what are some of the best methods or ideas you can give to a future artist in terms of producing that product and getting it out to the public? Once you created that dynamic manuscript, how does it impact the world and so everybody sees it? On the New York Selling Best 10.
Okay.
Top 10.
So for me, word of mouth and my family and friends were my first start. No one can market your book better than people who love you and love your writing. They're gonna tell you, gotta get them to tell everybody about it, and then you dive into the technical stuff. Amazon, social media, of course. But everywhere you go, you better have a book with you. You better have some information to pass out to everybody. And you, number one, have to love your book. If you don't love your book and just spout out every wonderful thing about it, it's not going to go anywhere. You have to be passionate about your work. So the family and friends, your own self-love for your book, it really sells itself. I was listening to the lady in the green. Oh my gosh, she was so right. I mean, you cannot get into this business for money. It's kind of like education. You gotta have a love for it, and the money's gonna come. It's gonna come. That's with everything. When you put your heart and soul into, the money is gonna come. So hopefully, none of us up here are in this number one for the money. We are in it to get our word out, to get our passion out, what we love, and we have our faith in it, and the money's just gonna roll in. So start with your family and friends, and take your books with you everywhere you go. Can't go wrong.
No, that's so correct. And for me, as an educator, my goal was to inspire children. They are my number one purpose of why I wrote my books. Because as a kindergarten teacher, I saw through their eyes what they could be when they grew up. So I began to write books to inspire them. As you inspire children, you inspire parents, and you inspire those who are around them. So I really hadn't tried to really get them out there, my books out there, probably like other authors. I just try to inspire children. And sometimes when I write books, I see other products that go along with them. Like one of my books is about shapes and colors in the form of a lollipop. So I make little lollipop earrings thinking about children. And I just love what I do because I know that it's a gift that God gives all of us. And why not use what He gives you? Like Amy said, the money will come, but if you walk in your purpose, which is do whatever God lays on your heart to do, then He'll make the way for your finances. And it might be in different ways, it might take a little longer, but love what you do and have a purpose for doing it.
Well, I would like to say first that the challenge of trying to get it done was difficult. I tell everyone when the question is asked, it took me 14 months to write the first book, but it took 40 years for me to put it out there. I mean, that me trying to work with my emotions and my self-doubt. And if you know me, and most of the teachers here know me, I don't have much doubt. I'm a very, very confident person, but I wasn't confident in telling that story. Okay, and that story needed to be told. And it was told by the way of several of my teammates. When are you going to write this book? You need to write this book. You need to put it out there. Why would you do it? It took 40 years to get it done. All right, and that's me. That's my growth. That's my maturity. The second book, which we have out now, #Making Believers, is on our Plano East community, on our basketball the accomplishments of those kids and not wanting someone from the outside to come in and tell that story. So that's the motivation with the second book. Because we know from my first book, they wanted to change the narrative, they wanted to change the character, which would have told a different story. I did not want the accomplishments from our Plano East community to be told by someone else in Hollywood to tell the story. So social media was one way of getting it out there. Like we said, word of mouth is a way to get it out there. In my truck, I have my books. So if anyone asks for it, I can hand deliver it. When I hand deliver it, I can have communication, and that communication can lead to other people. But the story will tell itself. So once you get it out there, no matter what it is, a website, I want my books in libraries. So I wrote it as such. I don't want someone to come in and say it has these many bad words or the references were wrong. I wrote it in a style that anyone can pick it up and feel themselves, see themselves sitting in that spot and feel those emotions. And I want all kids to be able to read. So I say not just word of mouth or just the public site. Carry it, like the same said, hand them out.
Man.
Okay. In answering the question, I think everyone's journey is different. When you go into this journey and deciding to write, first of all, give yourself grace. Your journey will not be anyone else's. To hear him say he wrote his book in 18 months, but it took 40 years to publish, is a complete contrast when we write my first book in 3.5 months, and then we publish in 6. His journey is his journey for his content, my journey is my journey for my content. And so you need to know, as far as a business thing, who is it that will be interested in your book? Your book should be solving a problem. Your book should be tailored to either a specific person or a niche of someone, whether you know that person or not. So you can do word of mouth, you can do your family, depends on your content and what approach you want to do. What I did is I found a community of readers who want what I have, and I started that way. So I was putting myself into certain book clubs, putting myself in certain communities. At the time, it was 2020, everybody's home. So social media was blowing up, and I was on Instagram. And so Instagram was a big thing. You had a bookish community on Instagram. And it was just following a hashtag. And I was finding tons of authors. I didn't even know black authors were doing this much. I was like, this is awesome. So for me, it was great, but it was a motivation, you know, to continue to put that content out, to see other authors doing so much. Like, we can really do this. But when it comes to business, one thing for me that I say is you need to have all of your handles as closely the same as possible. Okay, I know I ran into a lot of authors and have a different name on Facebook, it's a different name on Instagram, it's a different name on TikTok, it's a different name on Twitter, which is now X. Everything for me is missed as an author. If you Google me, you will find everything. Amazon to the website. So from a business standpoint, you need to be findable. You need to be in a position where people can find you. So this is going to be your hashtag in your book, you know, your genre and things like that. I happen to write fiction, I write romance, and so I'm in a big space of other romance authors. But there is no other disaster author, so you can find me. So that would be my advice for business. We have to answer that. Make sure your handles are the same. Your website should match everything else with your pages. You should be Googleable, if we can use that as a word. If that's what you want to do, put yourself in a position to be found.
Hey everybody, my name is Darian Green. I'm gonna be real with y'all, I'm nervous. Like, this is my first time talking in a big group like this, in a setting like this, but I got you. So, I'm a firm believer in, if you give, you will receive. So, thinking about money or thinking about benefiting from my book, that was never my thought. So, I was incarcerated, you know, for 4.5 years. I got released November 27, 2024. My book, I never thought in my mind I'd be an author. God gave me that. And the only way show me my purpose. So in my book, the youth, everything that y'all see in the newspaper, everything that y'all read about, that was me in real life. Gang banging, selling drugs, anything that y'all could think of, I really did it in real life. I signed 15 years to the state penitentiary about my life. My whole mission is to build back up the community that I took away from. And I feel like, just like the lady in the green, I need to say that globally, because sometimes we think it's this problem, or this person look like this person look like this. Sometimes that discourages those people, but those people need to see somebody in a same light make a transition.
Yeah.
And that's my story. I want to show them, like, hey, you might have been incarcerated before, you might have had a drug problem before, you might be going through a lot of things in life. You give your life to God, you'll do amazing things in this world, because God can do miracles. And He told all of us He'll bless us in abundance as long as we look for Him, as long as we look at Him for direction. And that's really what I live on. But
Right, Bishop.
I'm not trying to preach, but I do want to say with the book, how I think about networking, just like everyone said, I keep my book with me every day. If I see somebody that's down, or I see somebody that was in the same steps or going in the same path that I was going in, I'll pull them to the side and I'll talk to them about, I wouldn't even talk to them about me at first. I'll just ask them what they're going through. And when they tell me what they're going through, just like the first lady said, I'll give them my book instead of trying to sell them my book, just so I can make an impact on their life. Because I feel like that lady was on point, because when I got incarcerated, I learned that I was dealing with so much trauma, not from my parents, but from generations. And I was holding on to something I didn't even know I was holding on to, and I didn't even figure that out until I was in the woods. But from me learning that whole situation, I understand all I can do is be the best me. And for me being the best me, I will shine light to everybody in the world, not just black, not just white, not any color or any race. I'll shine light on the world as long as I'm a good person and I'm spreading peace and love. That's all God wants from us. So when I see somebody going through something, I give them my book. I say, hey, if you want to read it, that's cool. If you don't want to read it, that's fine as well. But with God's favor, everybody receives the book. And every time somebody tells me they read my book, they change their life, and then they do the networking. It's not me trying to make a profit or make money from it. But I say you just put yourself out there. Like this opportunity right now, I went seeking for it. It didn't come to me. I don't know the steps of being an author, but I know if you love something, you have a passion for it, you'll go seek it, and you'll find it. And I just want to tell all of y'all, keep God first. And if y'all going through anything, keep Him first, ask Him for guidance, and He's gonna get y'all through.
Any other success methods you can talk about or measure each of you? What does success look like for you as an author? Hey, like I said, we all want to be bestsellers with you just said I'm impact. I want to reach the public. Talk about that. Bring it.
I'm not gonna say too much. I just did it all. But I do want to say, when I was growing up, I didn't have certain things, and I was seeking for it. I was looking at the Jordans, I was looking at the cars, the money, the girls, I was looking for all of that because I was lost and I was operating out of trauma. The older I get, success for me is able to give back in abundance. And that's really it.
Success for me is walking in my purpose. I remember having a conversation with God about stepping into this whole author thing. And one of the things that came to my remembrance was when the Bible says to leave an inheritance for your children's children. And the question was, if you wrote everything that I've given you to write, and it wasn't meant for your name to be great, but this was like for your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren, and they decided they want to be film producers, they don't have content. How do you now push it now to leave an inheritance for your children's children's children potentially, and I don't make your name great? So is it okay if I have you write who you love and nobody knows who you are? But this sets up your family for later on down the line when you still believe in. So to me, success was about me walking in my purpose. What did God tell me to do? And I was like, well, if it's gonna set my kids up potentially, then yes, because that's how that's supposed to work, is that you should be leaving them an inheritance. If all I can leave them is books so they can write screenplays or whatever it is, cool, that's perfectly fine, because that's what He's assigned me to do. So that's what success is walking in my purpose and being obedient.
I look at this question in two different ways: success as a writer or success as a person. Success as a person, I've already been. I never thought I made it to 18. Okay, and I made it to 18, and I'm 21. I'm playing on national television. So those are things that I didn't think about. That's success. I'm successful as an individual because I had 10 grandkids.
All right.
You know, that's success.
Yes.
Book-wise, I never thought I'd write a book. You know what I'm saying? I never thought I'd write 2 books. So if it becomes a bestseller, you know, that's another book thing. And that's God doing God's work. So success is what you believe to be what you said to go to be. Do I want people to read it? Yes. I want people to read it because it's a heck of a story. It's a historical story. It's going to go down as a story. All right, but it's a story. It's a book. Successful as a person, man, I'm living that right now. I may complain about it, but I'm successful. I got a beautiful wife. I have a job. I've had it for 30 years. I have grandchildren, you know, from the same kid that didn't think he could make it to 18. So I've been blessed in so many ways, and I want people to know that. And I appreciate that, and I want to share that also. But yeah, I like to sell a good bestseller. That'd be pretty cool. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I'm kind of plain. Success for me is doing what I'm doing right now. Encouraging people that they can be anything in life they want to be. No matter how old you are, how young you are. And to strive for whatever God has for you. Success is touching one life at a time. And so rewarding when it's a child. So success is seeing those little eyes light up when you speak into their lives and tell them, you can do it, you can be it. That's success for me. I'm at the age where I'm not reaching for gold and a lot of money. I just want to make a difference. So that's success for me.
Success for me is what just happened. I don't know if any of you are paying attention to the young lady that came today. Success for me is giving back. I got with a group of 10, 11 authors and asked them for a donation or a scholarship. And quickly, they did. I asked 10, but she became number 11. I mean, I just talked about it, and I was like, look, we're collecting money, we're gonna give a scholarship to someone, and it was a young lady at our school who plans to go into the medical field, and we were able to do this under the Black Authors of North Texas, which is just a group that we made up on the internet. I mean, it was just we're Black authors, we got together, we collected money, we made up an application, we awarded a scholarship, and it happened just by talking to people with the same, like-mindedness, who wanted to give back, who wanted to make a difference. And so success to me is being able to go out and do something and make a difference in somebody else's life. I feel like this event and events that I go to like this, where I meet people and make connections, that's success. Because we cannot live in isolation as much as some people want to. No, God wants us to make connections and be with people who think the same way that we think. And we are all, I feel like everybody in here is kind of on the same wavelength. So to me, to be among people like this is a success. And I keep wanting to seek out places where people are doing things to help others. So helping others to me is being able to help others is success.
Thank you very much. All right, we'll be our last group. It's gonna be the Richard Wright, thanks to you. All male group. The lead.
The next thing.
James Paul.